Iya.
Nanti lu lihat.
Halo,
Lihat record
Assalamualaikum
hasil.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are here as a group 8 for translation class S5A. My name is Awal Nurezha, and there are my friends Novi, Nurezha, Putri, and Widya Prameswita. Here we will explaining about complex sentences and compound complex sentences. The first one to explain is me. Complex sentence overview. A complex sentence must have a principal clause and one or more subordinate clauses. The subordinate clauses might be a noun, an adjective, or an adverb clause. There are adverbial clauses. Her father died when she was very young. Her father died is a main clause, and when she was very young is adverbial clauses. Second, she had a difficult time because her father died when she was very young. She had a difficult time as a main clause because her father died is the first adverbial clause, and when she was very young is the second adverbial clause. So we had two adverbial clauses in here. And there are subordinate conjunctions. There are seven types of adverbial clauses and identified by the following subordinate conjunction. Contrast clauses that had a conjunction such as although, though, even though, and while. Reason clauses become signs as reason place clauses where, wherever, and everywhere. Purpose clauses so that, so, because, and what. Result clauses so that, such that. Time clauses when, before, after, signs, while, as soon as, by the time, until, and conditional clauses if, unless, provided, as long as. And the following will be explained by Novi, Nurezha, Putri.
Okay, thank you, Awal. And next, I will discuss about adjective clauses. Number one, the man who wears a gray jacket is a thief. The man is a thief is a main clause. Who wears a gray jacket is an adjective clause. And number two, Jane, whose father died, had a difficult time. Jane had a difficult time is a main clause, and whose father died is an adjective clause. Number three, Jane loved Billy, whom is a kind man. Jane loved Billy is a main clause, and whom is a kind man is adjective clause. Next, relative pronouns. There are 5 types of adjective clauses and identified by the following relative pronouns. Number 1, who, whom refers to human as object. 3, whose refers to human and non-human as possessive. 4, which refer to non-human both as subject and object. 5, that refer to human and non-human both as subject and object. And next. Definition. The compound complex sentence combines elements of compound and complex sentences. It is the most sophisticated type of sentence you can use. As its name suggests, this type of sentence combines the features of compound and complex sentence. Being compound, it contains more than one independent clause, and being complex, it contains at least one dependent clause. The compound complex sentence allow for an endless variety of sentence pattern from very basic to highly complex. And next, Widya Prameswita.
Okay, thank you, Novi. Sentence contraction. A compound complex sentence is comprised of at least two independent clause and one more dependent clause. Since the compound complex sentence are normally longer than other sentences, it's very important to punctuate them correctly. Next. Understanding clause. There are two, independent clause and dependent clause. An independent clause makes a statement or asks a question that can act as a complete sentence. Example, the dog barks. Independent clause. A dependent clause cannot act as a complete sentence because it begins with a subordinating word, such as when, because, if, however, etc. Example, when the dog barks. All grammatically correct sentences have a less one independent clause, and therefore they have at least one subject and one verb. The sentence patterns. Simple sentence, independent clause. To be compound sentence, independent clause, plus complex sentence, independent clause, plus dependent clause. To be compound complex sentence, dependent clause, plus dependent clause. Basic patterns. The most basic patterns has two independent clause together with one dependent clause, which can be attacked at the beginning, middle, or end. Here are some examples from Canadian authors with the dependent clause in italic. Dependent clause at the beginning, DC plus IC plus IC. When she asked, he pointed across the station line up before a pile of gates, and she picked up her suitcase and made her way toward it. Tyler, 1969. Is it enough?
Udah, Pak.
Oh, Again, basic pattern. Daisy. In the middle, IC plus Daisy plus IC. The time is not far distant when Canada shall be the dam of many towns, and the old nation of the world will speak of her progress with respect and admiration. Susanna Moody, Life in the Clearings, 1853. Daisy at the end, IC plus IC plus DC. He pushed he pushed on between Daisy started meadows and fields of young oats, and there on the shoulder of the hill was the long, low lodge house, three shades, three shades and friendly, where he had been born. Grange, Campbell, Throne, Apple Tree, 1942.
Okay, so that's how we will explain about complex sentence and complex sentence. We hope that we can help you with. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.